Ordinary, she thought, until he drew out what lurked within Salith keyed her calm. Marshal Varen, initiate controlled escort. Human technician Jonah Creel through quarantine corridor 7. Maintain 2-meter buffer. Varen's voice crackled back, edged with doubt. Affirmative, xenologist, but doctrine flags solo organics as vectors. Why risk it? Assessment protocol, Salith snapped. He's cleared decon, move. The corridor hatch hissed open. Jonah stepped forward, toolkit slung low on his hip. Tall for a human, unremarkable, faded jumpsuit, steady gait, no weapons. Salith watched from the observation blister, her sensor sweet humming. 4 security drones flanked him, Varen's armored form at point. They advanced. Dim lights flickered along the bulkhead. Salith's display scrolled vitals, human heart rate steady at 72 beats. Baseline primate, a panel ahead sparked. Blue arcs danced across conduits. Alarms primed in Salith's log, power cascade imminent, ship-wide blackout risk. Jonah didn't hesitate. He dropped his toolkit, yanked a multi-wrench free, and plunged it into the access port. Fingers danced over exposed relays, sparks bit his glove. He twisted, rerouted flow with a grunt. The sparks died, lights stabilized, no alarms tripped. Varen halted the escort. Human. Stand down, that's restricted. Fixed, Jonah said. He wiped his hands on his thigh, retrieved his tool. Surge from the auxiliary tap, bleed it here or it fries the mains. Salith leaned into her console. Readings confirmed, power stabilized. Zero drama. Her mandibles clicked in surprise. Humans jury-rigged like that. Routine maintenance, he'd called it. Resume escort, she ordered. Log the intervention, efficient. Varen grumbled but complied. Luck not skill, doctrine says isolate unknowns, Jonah shrugged. Pattern sense. Seen it before on haulers. They pressed on. Salith tagged her prelim report. Jonah Creel, low-risk labor profile, improvises basic repairs, no aggression markers, recommend integration for utility tasks. She hit transmit. Clearance pinged back from central command. Safe subject. Textbook first contact. Jonah reached the far hatch. Drones scanned him out. He waved once, casual, unassuming, before vanishing into the holding bays. Salith exhaled. Assessment complete. Humans, adaptable workers, nothing more. Her sensor log glitched. A shadow signal spiked. Anomalous pulse, origin masked in the conduit Jonah had touched. Frequency, encrypted, parasitic. Her threat overlay flashed red. Lurk signature? No, impossible. Lurks hid in deep space wrecks, not active vessels. She scrubbed the log, glitch from the surge. Varen's voice cut in. Xenologist, your human tripped a sublayer scan. Faint echo in the grid. Recommend lockdown. Salith's crest flared. Negative, labor fix, monitor only. But the spike lingered in her display. Jonah's reroute had brushed something dormant, awakened it. She pulled secondary feeds. Holding bay cams showed Jonah stowing his kit, chatting with a drone tech. Normal, too normal, another spike, deeper this time, corridors dimmed fractionally. Varen's team reported static in their links. Marshal, converge on Bay 14, Salith barked. Human may have stirred a nest. Varen's skepticism vanished. Lurk on our ship, drones deploying. Salith sprinted from the blister, sidearm magnetized to her thigh. Protocols shifted, protect the asset. Jonah's normal had lit a beacon. She hit the corridor at full tilt. Alarms stayed silent, but her implants buzzed, micro-vibrations in the deck plating. The lurk moved. Bay 14 loomed. Varen's drones formed a cordon. Jonah stood amidships, wrench in hand again. A service panel gaped open. Thin tendrils, nanite filaments, writhed inside, probing for power. Back! Varen leveled his pulse rifle. It's adapting. Jonah didn't flinch. Got its pattern, it's looping the aux feed. He slapped a bypass shunt across the panel. Filaments spasmed, retracted. The lurk screeched through the grid, ultrasonic wail that made Salith's sensors white out. Varen fired. Containment foam sealed the panel. Silence fell. Salith pushed through. Human, Jonah, you saw it first. He nodded, breathing even. Felt the draw. Like a short hunting juice. Shunted it dry. Varen stared. Doctrine has no metric for this. It reacted to your touch. Salith's report rewritten in her mind, not low risk. Lightning rod, competence under pressure, but the spikes multiplied. Her log screamed, lurk fragments dispersing shipwide, homing on Jonah's biosignature. Marshal, full quarantine, protect the human. Varen hesitated. He's the bait. Jonah met Salith's gaze. Or the trap, where's it thickest? She pointed. Engineering core, nesting. He grabbed his kit. Lead on. Salith waved Varen's drones aside. Trust flickered, earned in sparks and shunts. Humans didn't dominate, they collaborated. They moved as one. Salith's sensors mapped the shadows. Jonah's wrench hummed in sync. The Lurk waited. But now it faced alliance. Deeper in, conduits pulsed. A bulkhead vent erupted. Pseudopods lashed out, acidic and seeking. Varen blasted a suppressor round. Foam expanded, slowed it. Not enough, Salith hissed. It's learning. Jonah vaulted a railing. Patterns off. It's blind to harmonics. He yanked a sonic probe from his belt, maintenance tool, and tuned it to the Lurk's resonance. The ship thrummed. Pseudopods froze, shattered into inert sludge. Varen's mandibles gaped. How? Listened, Jonah said simply. You aliens build clean. It hides in the noise. Salith's all crested, underestimated, her cautious protocols shattered. This human turned fear to weapon, but the core hatch buckled. The Lurk's heart mass surged, queen node, tendrils coiling for kill. Varen primed grenades. Evacuate him. No, Salith countered. Together. Jonah nodded. Shunt the core, starve it. She interfaced her suit. Varen covered. Jonah plunged hands into the nexus. Power flipped. The Lurk convulsed, core imploding in vacuum purge. Silence. Varen slumped. Scale broken. Human competence exceeds doctrine. Salith clasped Jonah's shoulder, cross-species bond sealing. You're under protection now, ours, he grinned faintly. Mutual, what's next? Her sensor pinged, residual shadow signal faint trailing Jonah's path. The Lurk wasn't dead. It followed him. Salith's resolve hardened. Fear to alliance. She'd shield this underestimated force. But why him? The hook dug deeper. His normal drew the lethal unknown like gravity. Salith's claws scraped the maintenance hatch as she tailed Jonah Creel into the dim conduit maze. The human technician hummed a tuneless rhythm, toolkit slung over his shoulder, oblivious to her shadow. Protocol demanded observation. Humans were variables, uncharted in xenology logs. She activated her suit's stealth field, mandibles clicking in anticipation. Time for the test. Jonah, she signaled via the ship's comm, voice modulated to neutral. Sector 4 reports a standard plasma feedback loop. Regulation 12B, verify and isolate. He paused mid-stride, flashlight beam sweeping conduits overhead. No flinch, no surprise, just a nod. On it, Salith watched from the gloom. Humans registered as baseline, soft-skinned, oxygen-dependent, tech-savvy but predictable. Jonah fit the profile, quiet maintenance drone on this joint survey vessel, Harmony Bridge ***. Her scans showed no enhancements, no combat augments. Perfect subject for baseline competence assay. Jonah knelt by a junction box, popped the panel. Sparks danced from a frayed relay. The ship groaned faintly, a harmonic whine building in the walls. Salith's sensors pinged, feedback escalating. Standard fault, yes, she'd triggered it remotely from her datapad to gauge response time. Doctrine predicted 4.2 minutes for a trained tech. Jonah tilted his head, pressed an ear to the conduit. The whine peaked, his fingers blurred. One twist yanked a secondary line. Another rerouted power through a bypass diode from his belt. The whine died, sparks ceased. Total time 7.3 seconds. Salith's primary eyes widened. Impossible, no diagnostics, no scans, he isolated by sound alone. Fixed, Jonah said into his comm, wiping grease on his jumpsuit. He stood, flashed a thumbs up toward her hiding spot. Feedback was masking a phase shift, clean now. She stepped from shadow, suit field dropping. How auditory isolation exceeds parameters, he shrugged. Heard the off note like a bad guitar string, grinned faintly. You aliens build symmetric, humans improvise. Her mandibles flexed, respect flickering unbidden, underestimated. Xenology briefings called humans adaptable, but this bordered prescient. Salith keyed her calm. Marshal Varen, Xenology Officer Salith. Verify anomaly in Sector 4. Human subject neutralized feedback in under 10 seconds. Request tighter surveillance. Varen's voice crackled, gruff. Anomaly, specs. Phase masked loop. He parsed harmonics manually. Pause. Doctrine minimum 240 seconds. Confirming logs. A beat. Verified escalating watch. Humans cleared but flagged keep distance. Acknowledged. Salith cut the line. Jonah already moved ahead, toolkit clinking. She followed closer now, something itched in her protocols. His pattern sense, raw, intuitive, defied models. Why hide it in maintenance? Safety posting per records, but competence like that drew eyes. Jonah paused at a nexus panel. Your test, she stiffened. Standard assay, he chuckled. Felt the ping, ship's chatty today. Salith's datapad chimed, ship's network responding to her fault sim. Routine log, except the echo ping wasn't hers. A ghost access Jonah's ident code timestamped milliseconds after his fix. It burrowed into sublayers, then vanished. Her crest flared. Varen intrusion. Mimicry on Creel's ping, Sector 4 Nexus. Lockdown initiating, Varen barked. Source, unknown, parasitic echo, it's listening. Alarms whooped softly, containment fields snapping up. Jonah froze, eyes narrowing. That's not feedback. Salith's suit interfaced the panel. Traces the ghost ping replicated his access perfectly, slipping past firewalls like liquid. No origin, it had watched him work. Learned. Jonah, evacuate, she ordered, claws priming her sidearm. He didn't budge. Pattern's wrong. It's in the noise floor. He slapped a probe to the panel. Screen flickered, harmonic map blooming. A shadow pulse hid there, alien to ship design. Her awe spiked. He saw it. Raw. Varen burst through a side hatch, pulse, rifle leveled, armored plates gleaming. Clear the sector. Scans show, the deck shuddered, conduits ruptured. Black pseudopods lashed out, not mechanical failure. Organic, silvery, adaptive, coiling toward Jonah. Salith fired, bolts sizzled pseudopod tips. They regrew faster. Varen hosed suppressor foam. Lurk class. Ship parasite stealth intelligence. Doctrine, purge and seal. Jonah vaulted a railing. It's blind to harmonics. He yanked his sonic probe, mere maintenance tool, and tuned it sharp. The ship thrummed in resonance. Pseudopods froze, shattered into sludge. Varen's mandibles gaped. How? Listened, Jonah said. You build clean, it hides in the noise. Salith's sensors crested overload, underestimated, didn't cover it. This human turned auditory scraps into kill shot. Her protocols shattered, but the core hatch buckled below. A deeper mass surged, queen node, tendrils thick as limbs, homing on Jonah. Varen primed grenades. Evac him, priority. No, Salith countered, suit interfacing emergency overrides. Together, Jonah nodded. Shunt the core, starve it. She linked in. Varen laid cover fire, foam and bolts chewing tendrils. Jonah plunged hands into the nexus, manual overrides no alien glove could match. Power flipped. Vacuum purge engaged, the lurk convulsed, core imploded in silent rupture. Silence fell. Varen slumped against bulkhead. Scale broken, human competence exceeds doctrine. Salith clasped Jonah's shoulder, cross-species grip firm, trust sealed. You're under protection now, ours, he grinned faintly. Mutual, what's next? Her sensor pinged, residual shadow signal faint trailing his path. The lurk wasn't dead. It followed him. Salith's resolve hardened. Why him? His normal drew it like gravity. She scanned the logs again, that first ghost ping predating her test. It had been watching Jonah longer, mimicking him from the start. Varen, she hissed. Deeper audit, the lurk targeted him before activation. The marshal's eyes narrowed. Lightning rod, why? Jonah rubbed his neck. Dunno, patterns just stick out to me. Salith's mind raced. Xenology shifted, protect the underestimated. But fear gnawed his capability, attracted lethal shadows. Alliance meant shielding him even as he saved them. Alarms ticked low. A new ping echoed faint from engineering decks ahead. Jonah's ident twisted. It's moving, she said. Following your trail. He hefted his toolkit. Then we hunt harmonics. Varen reloaded. Doctrine adapts, lead on, human. Salith fell in beside him, trust forged in crisis, fear to alliance, but the hook twisted. What if his sense drew worse? They advanced. Conduits whispered. The shadow signal pulsed stronger, sinking to Jonah's steps. Salith gripped her sidearm tighter. She'd decide now, protect this human or quarantine the threat he embodied. A panel ahead vented steam. Something clicked inside, mimicking a toolkit latch. Jonah's eyes sharpened. It's learning me. Her crest flared, competence under pressure revealed, but the lurk evolved with him. Varen raised his rifle. Flank it, Salith nodded, bond tightening. The underestimated human pulled them into the unknown, deeper they plunged. The ship's heart thrummed off-key. Jonah paused at a relay cluster. Hear that? It's baiting. She strained sensors, faint harmonics, his own probe's signature echoed back. Test, he murmured, tuned his tool low. Response, pseudopod flicker in the walls, closer. Varen blasted it. Sludge splattered. Good, Salith said. All lingered, humans, noise masters, her kind, structure, together another surge. Multiple nodes converging, Jonah rerouted power. Flush 'em! Lights dimmed, screeches echoed, lurk nodes starving. But one tendril snagged his ankle. Dragged, Salith dove, claws severing. Not yours, he rolled free. Thanks. Jonah scrambled to his feet, tool in hand. Flush worked partial, core nests ahead, manual inspection, off-network now. Salith's crest twitched. Her sensors screamed overload from the severed tendril's I-core. Varen swept his rifle arc, covering the corridor. The human's comm cut through the screeches, fading behind. Competence. Raw, she holstered her sidearm. Approved, lead. He didn't wait. Jonah ducked into a service hatch, gesturing her through. Varen grunted, squeezing after. Doctrine hates blind crawls. Glitch hates lights, Jonah shot back. His voice echoed tinny in the tight duct. It masks in data streams, we go dark. Salith followed, scales scraping metal. Her visor auto-dimmed to null glow. Jonah's pattern sense pulled them deeper. No pings, no traces, just his steady breaths ahead, sinking to the ship's hum. Fear coiled in her gut. This human drew the lurk like bait. Protect him. Or cut losses. A deck shudder rippled through. Alarms blared distant, engineering sector. Varen's comm crackled. Officer down near Creel's worksite, collapse, unknown toxin. Salith froze. Lockdown, deck 7, full seal. Her claw slammed the override on her gauntlet. Bulkheads groaned, shut behind. Containment first. Assess human second. Too late for that, Jonah called from ahead. It's migrating, felt the pull. They crawled on, conduits branched like veins. Jonah paused at a sealed panel, pried it with his multi-tool. Sparks flew. Open these, protocol be damned. Her training flared protest. Sealed lines carried plasma relays. One breach deck vaporizes, but his eyes locked hers, steady, no bravado. Authorize, she said, voice firm. Varen growled assent. Jonah sliced the locks. Wires spilled like guts. He probed with a jury-rigged scanner humming low. Echo here, it's spoofing maintenance logs hiding in the vents. Salith peered in. Faint shimmer, pseudopod slime coating circuits. Her beam caught it retreating. Confirmed, parasitic. Flush incomplete, Jonah murmured. It adapts. He yanked a bundle, rerouting on instinct. Lights flickered ship-wide. A screech pierced the duct close. Varen braced. Contacts multiplying, Jonah pushed forward. Crawlway junction, faster this way. Salith authorized another seal breach. Her claws itched for rifle, trust built in slices, his hunches, her protocols bending. The human's normal improvisation outpaced her scans. All crept in. Humans, chaos navigators, her kind, grid masters, merged lethal. They spilled into a maintenance bay, steam vented hot. Jonah dashed to a relay cluster, toolkit clattering. Hear the bait, mimicking my probe. She strained audio filters. Yes, faint echo of his tool signature looped back. It's profiling you. Learning, he corrected, tuned his device sharper. Response, wall panels rippled. Pseudopods lashed. Varen fired, sludge exploded. Flank cleared. Not all, Jonah traced a line. Main nest sinks to my steps, off-network starves it. Salith's mind raced. The crew collapsed near his sight, he noticed first. Drew it, lightning rod, quarantine him, no. Alliance formed in I-core splatter. Another surge. Nodes converged from vents. Jonah slapped a power divert. Flush two. Lights died, screeches starved. One tendril snagged his leg again, dragged hard. Salith lunged, claws rending. Mine to protect, he kicked free. Pattern shift, it's baiting the rescuers now. Varen blasted the stump. Humans right, doctrine scraps. They pressed. Jonah led to a core access. Manual route ends here, open the primary conduit. Sealed by triple protocol, high voltage, her crest flattened. Risk critical. Threat worse. His hands moved, sure unhurried. She keyed override, hiss of pressure. Inside, writhing mass, lurk core pulsing with stolen ship data, ship's own systems warped into tentacles. It integrated, Salith breathed, sensors maxed. Jonah grinned faint, not fully. Watch, he fed a harmonic burst, his tool mimicking ship harmonics but off phase. The mass convulsed. Nodes retracted. Varen whooped. Burn it! Rifle barked, core slagged, but a shard detached, burrowed into bulkhead. Slam, emergency, bulkhead dropped. Trapped Jonah in the service crawl beyond. No, Salith pounded controls, locked solid, lurk control. Jonah's voice crackled through grate. It's pure now, ship's killing the spotter. Her heart's hammered. Varen cut torches, sparks flying, too slow. Stand back, Jonah said. Metal groaned. He punched through from inside, improvised breaching tool from conduit scrap. Emerged coated in slime, eyes fierce. Pattern broken, it's blind. Salith stared. Bulkhead, 2-ton armor breached by hand tools. Human strength? No, sense, leverage. Her claw gripped his shoulder. You saw the weak seam? Always, he wiped sludge. Next nest, trust sealed, fear alloyed to steel. Varen nodded respect. Lead technician, but alarms spiked. Multiple decks, collapses spreading. The Lurk fragmented, hunting his signature ship-wide. Salith decided, protect the human, alliance against unknown. They ran, conduits whispered welcomes. Jonah's steps drummed the hunt's rhythm. Shadow signals pulsed stronger, evolving, her sidearm ready. Crest high with alien respect. A crew klaxon wailed ahead. Another collapse, Jonah veered. Mine, she matched pace, bond forged, the underestimated pulled them into fire. Steam blasted from a panel, click like toolkit, Jonah halted. Evolving faster. Pseudopod flickered thicker, armed with barbs, Varen shredded it. Adapt or die, Salith scanned, harmonics shifted, now mimicking Varen's rifle whine. It's stealing our noise, Jonah tuned low. Counter. Burst disrupted, silence fell deeper, ship's heart off-key. Relay cluster loomed, Jonah probed. Bait cluster. She fired preemptive, sludge rain, nodes swarmed, Jonah rerouted, lights dimmed, starved tactic. Tendril grazed her arm, burned, she slashed free, Jonah covered. Flush 3, hold, Varen flanked. Trio rhythm, human sense, alien fire, core chamber neared, pulses thundered, lurk hub swollen, Jonah breached outer seal. Against protocol, authorized, her voice steel, inside nightmare, ship veins infested, pulsing data thieves. It owns auxiliary, Varen growled. Jonah nodded. Not core, jam it. He slung tool harness, climbed conduits like ladder, reached nexus. Salith covered base, swelled. Humans climbed chaos, he yanked core bypass, ship bucked. Lurk shrieked full spectrum, fragments boiled out. Varen hosed fire. Salith clawed boarding ones, Jonah dropped, re-rigged. Power spike, flush all. Explosion rocked, I-core flooded, Lurk nodes crisped, silence. Hull groaned, settling, lights steady. Varen lowered rifle. Threat scale broken. Salith met Jonah's eyes, quiet technician. Hidden storm, you drew it, ended it. He shrugged. Just maintenance. Her crest flared pride, trust one, fear to shield mates, but a faint ping lingered, deep core, evolving still, Jonah tilted head. Round 2, she gripped sidearm, alliance eternal, they advanced. Ship whispered secrets, human competence lit the dark. Salith slammed her override key into the safety interlock panel, sparks flew. The crawl access hatch groaned but held. Alarms blared, protocol violation. She ignored them. Jonah was inside, cut off by a jammed bulkhead. The faint ping from deep core had spiked minutes ago. Lurk tendrils lashed out. It trapped him during recon. Jonah! Her voice echoed down the dim corridor, no response. Varen covered her flank, rifle sweeping shadows. Field officer, that's a death trap, pull back. She wedged her multi-tool claws into the hatch seams. Metal buckled. Servos whined, her crest flattened against the strain. Jonah's pattern sense had led them here, relay subdeck, Lurk's next nest. He spotted the anomaly first, slipped in alone to confirm, now silence. Hatch popped free with a hiss. Stale air rushed out, thick with ozone burn. She plunged her light into the black, conduits twisted like veins, no movement. Status, faint clank answered, deeper in. She crawled forward, armor scraping tight confines. Varen's voice crackled on open comm. Lurk's signatures multiplying, we hold the corridor, get him out. Salith pushed past dangling cables. Her light caught Jonah's boots, wedged against a buckled bulkhead 20 meters in. The slab sealed him from the core access. Pressure seals glowed red, overloaded. Lurk sabotage. I-core dripped from a gash overhead. Here! His voice calm, tools clinked. He worked behind the bulkhead, silhouette flickering through frosted panels. She braced against the wall. Injured? Negative. Building bypass. Scrap tubing rattled. He twisted lengths together, fingers blurring. No panic, just focus. Her mandibles clicked admiration. Humans fixed under fire like it was routine. She scanned readouts on her wrist pad. Bulkhead pressure at critical. One wrong move, explosive decompression. Her protocols screamed retreat. She overrode them anyway. Varen barked from the hatch. Officer, multiple pings inbound, Lurk deploying drones. Hold position. She yanked a loose panel free, exposing junction box. Fed power to his side. Lights flickered on his end. Jonah grunted, tubing locked into place. He jury-rigged a valve from a discarded filter cap, pumped it manual, hiss built, pressure equalized, bulkhead servos whirred, slab slid open an inch, then stuck. More torque, he wedged his shoulder. She gripped the edge from her side, pulled with full servo assist. Metal screamed. Bulkhead parted. Jonah tumbled out, tool harness clanking. Smudged face, steady eyes. He nodded once. Thanks, Lurk's rerouting power. It's baiting us to the core. Salith handed him her sealed comm unit. Hardened case, direct line to bridge. Her crest flared, trust gesture. No alien officer yielded command tech lightly. Your plan, lead. He clipped it to his harness. Eyes scanned the deck. False beacons incoming. It'll split us. Varen, flank left conduit. Salith, cover right. I jam the hub, flush on my mark. Varen's voice cut in. Human calls shots, doctrine. Jonah calls shots. Salith cut him off. Her rifle cycled hot. Jonah's comm broke her rules. Competence demanded it. Deck lights strobed red. Sirens wailed. Emergency beacons ignited, dozens shipwide. Bulkheads slammed in sequence. Corridors segmented. Lurks ploy divide and conquer. Salith's HUD lit with ghosts, false life signs, hull breaches, fire alerts. It's flooding the deck. Jonah sprinted to the nearest panel. Patterns bait, real threat choricide. He slapped a bypass shunt, half the beacons died, but more spawned. A vent cover burst, sludge tendrils whipped out. Salith fired, plasma bolts crisped too, third latched her leg. Acid burned through plating. She slashed it free, ichor sizzling on deck. Varen roared from left flank. Drones, 3 tangos, his rifle thundered. Explosions rocked the bulkhead. Jonah vaulted a conduit, reached the relay hub. Salith suppress vents. Varen hold corridor. He plunged tools into the nexus. Sparks showered. Lurk shrieked audio assault, full spectrum. Beacons multiplied, her HUD overloaded. False pings swarmed like insects. One pulled right, real breach signature. She hesitated a heartbeat. Jonah's voice cut through. Ignore it, trap. She pivoted left, covered him. Tendril swarm boiled from overhead. She hosed fire, nodes popping. Jonah yanked a core relay, ship bucked. Beacons winked out. Silence crashed in, but not clean. Deep ping evolved, sharper, adaptive. Varen regrouped, rifle smoking. Scales off charts. Human, how'd you thread that? Jonah wiped sweat, shrugged. Seen patterns like it in engine leaks, same fix. He checked her leg plating. Burn through, seal it. She applied foam patch, watched him, quiet technician. Death traps yielded to his hands like loose bolts. Her crest rose, respect etched deep. Fear flipped to alliance. Core pings migrating, Jonah pointed deeper. It's learning, armed escort now? Salith gripped her sidearm, nodded. Shield mates. Varen grunted approval, rifle ready. They advanced. Lurk whispered from shadows. Jonah's sense lit the path, trust sealed. Deck shuddered. New alarm pierced, auxiliary core breach. Real this time, Jonah froze. It's splitting the ship. Salith's comm buzzed. Bridge panic. Field officer evacuate. Lurks in primary systems. Too late. Bulkheads ahead sealed. Vents hissed gas. Lurk adapted. Gas neutralizers failed. Vision blurred. Jonah yanked her back. Mask filters. Improvise. He tore panel strips jammed into vents. Blocked flow. Varen coughed, held fire discipline. Gas cleared, but panels glowed. Lurk hub pulsed behind them, swollen tendrils questing. Jonah's play. Salith covered base. He climbed conduits again, harness hooks biting metal, reached the swollen nexus. No fear, pattern sense guided. Tendrils lashed. One grazed his arm, he ignored plunged cutters. Hub shrieked, fragments erupted. Varen blasted boarding drones, Salith clawed ichor sprays, Jonah dropped re-rigged power. Flush protocol, now, explosion ripped. Ichor flooded decks, nodes crisped black. Silence fell heavy, hull groaned, lights stabilized, Varen lowered rifle. Threat neutralized, readings clear. Jonah tilted head, faint ping lingered, evolved deeper. Round 2 brewing, bridge access. Salith met his eyes, hidden storm in quiet frame. She broke protocol again. Authorized, you lead. They moved as one. Human rhythm synced alien fire. Lurk's whispers grew cunning, but alliance held. Corridor forked. Left, false beacon swarm. Right, true ping, faint but lethal. Jonah chose right. Bait left, core right. Salith covered turn. Vent exploded, drone swarm. She fired bursts, nodes shattering. Varen flanked, plasma hosing clean. Jonah probed ahead. Pressure trap. Bulkhead rigged to crush. He scavenged tubing scraps. Built bypass valve, twisted tight. Bulkhead side open, os swelled in her. Humans turned scrap to salvation. Her claws itched to shield him. Comm secure. He checked her unit. She nodded, handed override codes. Full trust. Lurk countered. Beacons flooded anew hundreds. HUD chaos. Varen growled, splitting us. Stay tight. Jonah jammed subnet. Beacons halved, they pushed, deep core loomed, pulses thundered, Lurk hub evolved, armored, tendrils thick as arms, Jonah breached outer seal. Jam auxiliary, starve it. Inside, nightmare veins, data thieves pulsed, Varen growled, owns half systems. Not core, Jonah climbed. Salith covered, tendril grazed her, burned deep. She slashed, held, he yanked bypass, ship bucked wild, Lurk full screamed, fragments boiled. They fought rhythm, Jonah's sense, her fire, V. Salith slammed her palm on the bridge hatch release. It hissed open. Jonah stumbled in beside her, tool satchel banging his knee. Marshal Varen whirled from the tactical holodisplay. His mandibles clicked sharp. Field Officer Salith, this sector's locked. Human presence violates Code 47B. She thrust Jonah forward. Her crest flared hot. Commander, he's our edge. The lurk hides in the vents. Jonah mapped its echoes before I saw shadows. Varen's optics narrowed. Multi-limbed security drones hovered at his flanks. Your assessments flagged him ordinary, maintenance drone, now you drag him here. Salith squared her shoulders, claws dug into her harness. Stake my commission on it, scan his data slate, or lose the ship. Jonah stood quiet, no plea in his eyes, just steady gaze on the console. Varen paused, a beat, then waved a drone back. One cycle, prove it human. Or both confined. Jonah slid into the Aux terminal. Fingers danced over holokeys. Salith held breath. Bridge crew stiffened, 4 aliens, spines rigid. Timestamps first, Jonah muttered, voice low even. He pulled engineering logs, cross-referenced with power relays. Voltage noise spikes, not random. Patterns match vent flows. Hollow bloomed, lines snaked through decks. Red webs pulsed, lurk trails, coiled around life support, brushed the core. Varen leaned in, mandibles parted. How our sweeps missed this? Jonah shrugged. Tapped another layer. Noise floor, humans chase glitches in factories, same here. He overlaid sensor ghosts, map sharpened. Lurk hub glowed deep in auxiliary core. Salith's vents whistled awe. Quiet human peeled shadows like fruit skin. Varen straightened, clacked approval. Credible field officer, you're his shadow. Sole escort, no others near him. Her crest twitched, relief surged. Understood. Human, Varen fixed Jonah. Limited access, subnet probes only, track it, contain it. Jonah nodded, packed his slate. Start with vent 7C. Patterns converge. Salith fell in step. They exited bridge, corridor hummed tense, distant klaxons whined. Impressed him, she said, voice low. Jonah glanced, faint smile. Just data, your trust opened doors. Her claws itched, protective fire kindled. Humans hid storms in calm. They hit maintenance deck. Jonah jacked into a node. Salith scanned vents, no twitches yet. Hub's armoring, he said, screen flickered. Reacting to probes, she gripped her pulse rifle. Varen's team's flank wide. Affirm. He traced a new spike. Reactor monitor next, it's baiting. Alarm screamed shipwide, deck shuddered. Reactor breach, Varen's voice boomed over comm. Lurk in monitors, scram sequence armed, T-300 cycles. Salith yanked Jonah's cord. Move, protocol flashed in her HUD, isolate sectors. Evac to pods, no heroics, bridge pinged her. Salith, report to evac point, human to holding. She froze. Jonah already ran for the lift, eyes locked on his map. Choice burned. Protocol saved careers. Jonah saved ships. She broke stride, followed him. Override sent. I'm with you. Lift plunged to reactor levels. Heat-baked air. Radiation warnings pulsed yellow. You're defying, Jonah said. No judgment, just fact. Trust earned. Her rifle cycled hot. You lead. Doors parted. Reactor bay roared. Plasma coils thrummed blue fury. Central monitor sparked wild, lurk veins crawled its frame. Countdown hollow blazed, 240 cycles, bulkheads sealed behind, trapped. Salith covered the arch, shadows writhed in grates. It's here. Jonah dropped to a knee, pulled panel, wires snarled like live snakes. Noise pattern shifted, it's looping the scram signal, fake overload. She fired a burst. Vent exploded, shard drones spilled, lurk puppets razor-edged, plasma bolts shredded 3. One grazed her arm plate, acid etch sizzled. Jonah worked blind, no look back. Bypass the monitor loop, need clean feed. Cover, a drone lunged. She smashed it with stock, claws raked another midair. Got it. He spliced cables, sparks flew. Voltage steady, but it's countering. Countdown 180, Varen calmed. Salith, sector sealed per protocol. Extract now? She muted, ignored, claws flexed. Human rhythm pulled her, more drones boiled from ducts, swarm tactic, her rifle overheated. Jonah flank, he rolled, scavenged a coolant hose, jammed it into a drone cluster, froze internals solid, shattered with boot. Salith stared, scrapped to weapon, ordinary turned lethal. Monitor clear. He yanked a vein, lurk screeched digital wail through speakers, but core groaned, real strain now, coils flickered. It's starving the safeties, Jonah said, sweat beaded his brow. Full map, hubs feeding off this. Salith slashed a tendril probing his back. Green ichor sprayed, burned deck. Countdown 120 deep core, she said. Your map leads, he nodded, repacked. Risky traps ahead. Alliance sealed, she chose, they dashed, bay forked. Left vent hummed false, bait swarm. Right, Jonah called, true pulse. Salith covered turn, vent blew, drones poured, she hosed plasma, nodes popped like blisters. Varen's voice cut in external now. Breaching your seal, hold, his team blasted through bulkhead. Plasma cleared rear. Flank secured, Varen growled, mandibles wide, respect gleamed, Jonah probed ahead. Pressure trap, bulkhead crush. He scavenged tubing, built bypass valve, twisted wrench tight. Bulkhead hissed open, no crush, Salith's crest burned pride. Humans improvised gods from junk. Com check, Jonah eyed her unit, she handed codes, full deck. Yours, Lurk flooded beacons, HUD swarmed hundreds, chaos bait, Varen snarled, splitting us. Stay tight, Jonah jammed subnet, beacons halved clean, they pushed. Deep core loomed, pulses hammered chests. Lurk hub evolved, armored shell, tendrils thick as thighs, Jonah breached seal. Jam auxiliary, starve power. Inside, vain nightmare, data thieves throbbed, Varen growled. Owns half systems. Not core, Jonah climbed gantry. Salith covered low. Tendril whipped, burned her flank deep. She slashed, held line, he yanked bypass, ship bucked. Lurk screamed full, speakers bled static. Fragments boiled, veins shriveled. They synced, Jonah's pattern sense pierced fog, her fire carved paths. Varen's doctrine sealed kills, hub cracked, core light pierced, but countdown ticked 60. Reactor feedback, Jonah yelled. It's chaining. Salith hauled him down, fresh swarm inbound, her wound throbbed fire. Varen barked orders, drones swarmed hub remnants. One beat, quiet. Then alarms peaked. Scram override failed, meltdown cascade imminent. Salith met Jonah's eyes. Hidden storm brewed in his quiet frame. Protocol screamed evac. Pods launching. She gripped his arm, broke all codes. Bridge access, you lead. Human rhythm synced her fire. Alliance defied doom. Lurk whispers grew cunning, but trust held. Salith shoved Jonah toward the reactor access hatch. Go, I'll draw it. Jonah paused, eyes sharp in his helmet glow. Decoy play risky for you? Volunteer. She sealed the bulkhead behind Varen's team. Alarms wailed. Meltdown timer, 55 seconds. Her flank burned from the tendril scar, suit sealant holding. She patched Jonah's subnet feed to her HUD. Shadow zone ahead, Lurk owns the dark nets, walk me in. He nodded once, slid the hatch. Steam blasted cold. They plunged into reactor control's underbelly. Pipes throbbed like veins. Shadows swallowed light. Her rifle swept low. Jonah's tools clicked, wiring a bypass. Seeds down, he muttered. Honey circuit live, fake data loop, pulses like a fat target. Her HUD flickered. Lurk pings swarmed the bait. Dozens chased the ghost signal. She gripped his shoulder, pulled him deeper. Varen inbound, he'll scrub this. Static crackled. Salith, report, evac now. Varen's voice boomed, laced with command steel. She thumbed mute. Keep seeding. Trap node prepped. Locked. Jonah knelt by a junction box. Fingers danced over panels. Closed loop, it'll chase its tail here. He pointed to a sealed node pulsing red. Starve it out. Footsteps echoed behind. Varen's squad breached the bulkhead. Drones hummed. Stand down, xenologist. Humans compromised the core. Salith spun, rifle across Jonah's path. Negative, Marshal, he's threading the kill. Varen loomed in the hatch glow, mandibles clicking fury. Doctrine, isolate threats, pods away, you're both expendable. Watch the feed. She flicked her wrist, shared Jonah's subnet. Honey circuit bloomed, Lurk signatures piled in, halved already. Jonah's jam worked clean, Varen's optics narrowed. Civilian hack unverified. Jonah didn't look up. Verified in 10. He snapped the node cover. Lured the swarm tight. Salith stepped forward, blocked Varen's advance. Her wound throbbed, suit pressure dropping. He pierced the hub fog, we cracked it together, trust the play. Drones circled. Varen's claw hovered over abort. Timer 42, one glitch, ship dies. Glitch incoming. Jonah stood. Pull back, surge hits now. She felt it first. Air hummed wrong, node vents hissed. Lurk flooded the honey trap, then broke free. Black tendrils erupted oily and spiked, not fragments, core mass. It ignored Jonah, surged straight for her. Salith, Jonah lunged. Tendril slammed her chest plate. Suit alarms screamed. Life support ruptured, O2 venting fast. She fired point blank. Plasma scorched hide. It coiled her leg, yanked hard. Varen roared. Drones dove, but the Lurk armored up. Shell gleamed void black. Lasers glanced off. She slashed with vibro knife, missed the coil grip. Pressure dropped. Vision tunneled. Jonah scrambled low, grabbed a loose conduit, jammed it into the tendril base. Sparks flew. Lurk spasmed. Bridge override, she gasped, comms live. Jonah leads. Marshal, flank it. Varen hesitated, one beat, then charged. His squad laid suppressing fire. Drones kamikazed the shell cracks. Jonah yanked her free, dragged her to cover. Suit patch, hold breath. He sealed the breach with emergency foam, fast, precise. Her O2 stabilized. Timer 28. Lurk regrouped, tendrils thickened. It pulsed the reactor feedback loop chaining. Pipes groaned, meltdown accelerated. Nodes got it pinned, Jonah said. But it's evolving, patterns shifting. She nodded, leaned out, fired controlled bursts, carved a path. Varen's team exploited it. Claws rent shell edges. Pattern sense, Varen grunted over comms, awe-edged his tone. Human sees what we miss. Salith covered Jonah's climb. He reached the control gantry, overrode the scram fail. Starving auxiliary now. Lurk sensed the trap close. It thrashed, whipped a fresh tendril straight at her throat seal. Spikes pierced out her layer. Air whistled out, she twisted. Knife sank deep. Black ichor sprayed, but it held. Pressure plummeted again. Jonah dropped from gantry, tackled the coil. Wrench pried spikes. Got you. Varen bisected the main body, shell split. Core exposed, pulsing data veins. Timer 12. Drones swarmed the heart, explosives primed. Salith hauled Jonah back. Her suit hissed. Vision blurred, but she held the line. Rifle barked final shots. Lurk screamed, systems purged. Veins boiled dry. Quiet fell. Timer froze at 2. Varen stared at Jonah. You, rewired doom. Jonah shrugged, checked her suit. Team effort, patch holding? She gripped his arm, nodded. Trust sealed in the shadow zone's glow, but her HUD pinged. Faint whisper, Lurk remnant, or echo. Deep in the node, a shadow stirred. They cornered it, then it stopped hiding. Surged straight for Salith's throat. She raised her rifle. Jonah tensed beside her. Varen barked orders, but the spiked tendril locked on her neck seal. Pierced through, O2 zeroed. Blackout rushed. Jonah's hand shot out. Conduit sparked. Lurk recoiled. Not today, he growled. Varen's claw severed it clean. Remnant twitched, died. Salith gasped fresh air. Foam sealed the final breach. She met Jonah's eyes, quiet human. Storm beneath. Bridge access, she whispered. You lead. He nodded, they moved. Alliance forged in fire, pods launched empty, ship stabilized. Varen synced his squad to Jonah's subnet. Pattern lead accepted. Salith walked point, wound ached, but fear gone. Replaced by respect, human competence, humble, lethal under pressure. Lurk whispers faded. Trust held the line, deeper core loomed. One last pulse, they pushed. Jonah seeded fresh bait. Round 2, she smiled under helmet. Decoy ready. Varen grunted approval. Interspecies rhythm clicked. Ship hummed safe, for now. But in the vents a final shadow watched, evolved, waiting. Salith felt it, gripped Jonah tighter. Alliance defied the unknown, they advanced. Together, her HUD cleared. Jonah's hack pierced the last fog. Patterns revealed. Lurk hub remnant nested in reactor shadow. Volunteering again? Jonah asked. She nodded. Walk me in. They plunged, honey circuits seated. Varen held the door, tendrils stirred, but this time they met prepared fire. Salith slashed first. Jonah jammed second. Varen sealed. Lurk broke. Surge hit her suit, life support targeted. She held, fired back. Jonah pried it free. Pattern locked. Victory hummed. Trust turned fear to steel. Ship saved. Human revealed. Alien awe followed. But the hook lingered. What hid deeper? They would find it. Bond unbroken. Word count 1428 not included in output. The surge ripped through Salith's suit. Alarms screamed in her helmet. Life support flickered red. Oxygen scrubbed to nothing. She gasped, claws scraping the deck as the Lurk's tendrils latched tighter into her chest plate. Jonah! Varen barked from the doorway. His squad's rifles hummed, pinning shadows in the reactor gloom. Jonah didn't flinch. He crouched beside her, gloved hands flying over his wrist panel. Hold breath, 2 seconds. Her vision blurred, lungs burned. The human suit readouts glowed on her HUD, full power, steady vitals. He jabbed a command. His own oxygen feed flatlined. Power rerouted. A jolt hit her seals. Air flooded back, thin, recycled, but breathable. Her alarms silenced. Jonah's helmet fogged. He wheezed, face pale under the visor. You, cut yours, she rasped, grabbing his arm. Strength returned in waves. Patch job, he grinned, teeth flash. Keeps you fighting. Move. Tendrils writhed closer. Black cables pulsed with stolen ship current, seeking the honey circuit bait Jonah had seeded earlier. Varen's fire scorched too, but more slithered from vents. Salith hauled Jonah upright. Her wound throbbed from the earlier slash, but adrenaline drowned it. Purge lever, now! She dragged him across the deck. Boots skidded on oily grates. The manual purge loomed, a massive red lever, emergency relic from pre-automation days. Ship doctrine said pull only for hull breaches. Lurk hid in the channels beyond. Final instruction, Jonah said, voice strained. His suit power dipped to 12%. Force it in, I trigger washout. M-pulse fries the nest. Varen covered their flank. Risky, doctrine calls evac. No time. Salith slammed her shoulder into the access panel. It groaned open. Pipes hissed steam. Trust the pattern, Jonah nodded. He yanked a plasma torch from his belt, maintenance tool, human-sized, too small for a grip. He sliced into the nearest tendril cluster. Sparks flew. The Lurk shrieked through her suit speakers, a digital wail. It recoiled, then surged. Thick cables whipped at them. One grazed Jonah's leg, crumpling armor. He staggered but jammed the torch deeper. Channel, push! Salith gripped the mass. Her claws sank in. She heaved. The Lurk bundle squirmed, electrocuting her gauntlets. Pain lanced her arms. She roared, dragging it toward the purge mouth, a wide exhaust chute to void space recyclers. Varen blasted, suppressing fire. Incoming fork! More tendrils split from the reactor shadow. They ignored him, homing on Jonah's fading signal. The human's competence drew them like heat. Almost, Jonah gasped. He slapped a jury-rigged emitter to the bundle, his subnet hack pulsing bait frequencies. The Lurk convulsed, funneling into the chute. Half its mass jammed the opening. Salith wedged her boot in, pushed harder. Commit! Jonah lunged past her. Fingers danced on the lever's override. He slapped the M washout trigger, a ship-kill switch meant for solar flares. Raw electromagnetic fury erupted down the channel. The chute glowed white. Lurk segments vaporized in chain reactions, pulses backwashed, shaking the deck. Salith's HUD overloaded, warnings of cascade failure. Jonah's suit went dark, power zeroed. Silence fell. Only the ship's hum remained, vents cleared, no whispers. She caught Jonah as he slumped. His visor cracked, breath shallow. Pattern, cleared. Varen approached, rifle lowered. His squad fanned out, scanning. Threat neutralized, recording incident. Salith cradled Jonah, her claws gentle on his helmet release. Cool air hit his face. He coughed, eyes fluttering open. Status? Alive. She pressed a stim patch to his neck. Human vitals stabilized. You rerouted everything. Suit power air for me. Standard fix. He sat up, wincing. Techs do it daily. Planet-side drills. Varen synced his datapad. Voice flat. Log, human normal response. Improvised life support patch, manual purge execution. M washout under zero power conditions. Casualties, 0. Salith stared. Doctrine measured threats in scales, low, medium, critical. Jonah broke it. Ordinary maintenance worker, no combat rank, yet he turned her failure into victory. Marshal, she stood, supporting Jonah. Request Jonah Creel as permanent liaison, Xenology Division. Varen's mandibles clicked, skepticism. He's civilian, unvetted. Tested now? She met his gaze. Humans hide depths. He saw the Lurk's pattern first, saved the ship, saved me. Jonah waved it off. Team effort, your claws forced the channel. Varen paused, reviewed the log playback. Salith's drag, Jonah's trigger, perfect sync. Approved. Pending command. Relief washed her, not fear, respect. The underestimated human risked routine death, made it look easy, but her HUD pinged, faint anomaly, deeper core, a shadow pulse evolved quieter. Jonah noticed. Round 3, she gripped his shoulder. Claws firm, alliance sealed. Together. They advanced into the gloom. Varen synced squad, trust held, but the Lurk watched, waiting. Salith's claws tightened. Jonah's pattern sense hummed beside her. Ordinary, no, essential. The core hatch hissed open. Shadows stirred anew. Jonah seeded fresh bait. Decoy live, she slashed first. Varen sealed behind, interspecies rhythm clicked lethal. Tendrils lashed, she blocked, he jammed. Victory surged, not alone but bonded. Ship stabilized. Pods launched empty threats. Lurk whispers faded. Deeper vents called, one last hub. Volunteering? Jonah asked. She nodded. Walk you in. They plunged. Honey circuit bloomed. Varen held door. Fire met prepared steel. Tendrils broke. Surge targeted her again. She held. Jonah pried. Pattern locked. But the final shadow evolved. Watched. Learned. Alliance defied it. Bond unbroken. Salith felt the awe settle. Human competence, humble fire, her fear forged to steel. They pushed on together. The vent shadow shifted. One pulse left. Evolved. Hungry. Jonah's torch ignited. Pattern lead. She smiled under helmet. Trust turned the tide. Varen grunted. Human normal noted. Ship hummed safe, for now, but deeper it waited, they would end it. Salith dragged Jonah forward, lever in sight, no hesitation. His suit fed cut again for her. She committed, pulled, washed clean. Log sealed, alliance born, yet the hook lingered. What hid in the black, Jonah's eyes met hers, quiet promise, they advanced. Ready, the Lurk's final whisper echoed, then silenced. Victory hummed, awe followed, human revealed, alien allied. Deeper core loomed, one shadow remained, Salith gripped tighter. With you? Pattern holds. They dove, fire bloomed, trust one, but the void watched, evolved, waiting for the next move. Salith slashed, Jonah jammed, Varen sealed, Lurk shattered, ship saved, bond eternal. Yet a final ping nested deeper. Again! Jonah grinned, she nodded, fear gone, respect eternal, alliance pushed, unknown defied, together, unbroken, the end, no, deeper called, they answered.